Hello, guys, and welcome to another interesting episode of Madrid, my DNA, the home of everything Madridistas, as we talk you through Real Madrid's latest and important updates. Kickstarting with today's agenda, Kylian Mbappe has turned down an offer from one of Europe's most powerful clubs, as he is a Real Madrid bound. Reports claim. We are going to be detailing you through that on this episode as we move forward. And shortly after that, we will quickly turn our attention to the next agenda as we'll be talking you through Real Madrid's injury update as centre back is not expected to be back for Sevilla clash according to reports. We are going to be talking you through that as well on this episode as we move forward. So please stay tuned right up to the end. Do not forget to like and subscribe to this channel. Turn on your notification bells so you do not miss on our next update. While Kylian Mbappe's next destination is all but official, a report from Marca has affirmed that in recent days, one of the most powerful clubs recently entered the competition. But the players' representatives asked them to stay away as he has already committed to Los Blancos. As reported before, the Paris Saint-Germain and France superstar has already signed his contract with Real Madrid, which will run until 2029, earning him a salary of 15 to 20 million euros plus bonuses. The player will officially become Real Madrid's new signing on July 1st, but the story could have been very different if that unnamed club had tried to tap in this transfer. Real Madrid have been negotiating with Mbappe since January, when the French World Cup winner became eligible to listen to offers from elsewhere. While they were always thought to be in the front runners, distractions were aplenty for the record European champions. It took Madrid a while, but a mutual agreement was eventually reached between them. Mbappe and Paris Saint-Germain, however, before the story panned out entirely, a top football club considered the idea of extending an offer to Mbappe. The player's inner circle conveyed a clear message to them, advising against pursuing the matter further, after it appeared that Mbappe has firmly committed himself to joining Real Madrid, making any potential offers from other clubs useless. Upon agreeing to terms with Real Madrid, the 25-year-old will arrive in the Spanish capital as the highest paid player in the squad, although not too far away from the likes of Toni Kroos, Luka Modric, and David Alaba. As suggested by us before, the contract Mbappe will have is likely to be between 15 and 20 million euros per year, plus extra money for meeting certain goals. This would be for a 5-year contract, which is the usual type of contract Real Madrid gives its players these days. Interestingly enough, it is to be noted that back in 2022, there was an agreement between the player and Madrid, and all that was left was for the player to sign the contract. Back then, the average salary mentioned in the agreement was around 26 million euros. In the last two seasons at Paris Saint-Germain, after signing the contract, Mbappe has been paid 32 million euros per year, which is 72 million euros before taxes. So having discussed and concluded with that, we are going to quickly turn our attention to the next agenda as Real Madrid defender Antonio Rüdiger could return against Sevilla next week. The kind of season Real Madrid are having hardly conveys the idea that they are going through a relentless injury crisis. They lead La Liga with their rivals Girona recently being handed a brutal 4-0 defeat, while they emerged victorious in the Spanish Super Cup earlier this year by beating Barcelona in the final 4-1. Still, with the amount of depletion they suffer in defense, it is clear that the Merengues are being held back from operating at their full potential. The fact is Real Madrid have been grinding out victories with a makeshift backline in recent weeks and could be poised for even greater success if they had a fully fit roster. Now, with AS strongly reporting that Antonio Rüdiger could be back for the game against Sevilla, Real Madrid have been handed a major boost. After suffering a blow to his tie against Getafe, which forced the German to come off the pitch, Rüdiger ended up missing games against Atletico Madrid, Girona and RB Leipzig. The former Chelsea man was closing in on a return against Girona after being named in the squad list, but was once again ruled out with a thigh injury. Rüdiger's absence forced coach Carlo Ancelotti to get creative, with the likes of Carvajal and Aurelien Tchouameni being entrusted to make up for his absence as makeshift central defenders. While they held their own well as the defensive pairing, Rüdiger's return being in sight signals great relief. So having discussed and concluded with that, we have come to the end of today's interesting episode. Thanks for following us right up to the end. See you next time, and a very big Hala Madrid to us all.